The tighter you hold on to people, the faster they run away from you. And this paradox is destroying every relationship you have. Marcus Aurelius understood this 2,000 years ago while ruling the Roman Empire, and he discovered that true power doesn't come from gripping tightly, but from letting go with wisdom. His Stoic philosophy on emotional detachment can completely transform how you love and connect with others, creating deeper and more authentic bonds in just 30 days of conscious practice. Subscribe to the channel, leave your like and comment where in the world you're watching from, because now I'm going to tell you everything. Have you ever wondered why it sometimes feels so hard when someone you care about does not reply to your message or does not give you attention when you want it? Maybe you feel worried, or you cannot think about anything else until you hear from them. You may even feel sad, or start to ask yourself if you have done something wrong. These feelings are very common, but they can sometimes grow so strong that they affect your happiness and your peace of mind. When you notice this is happening again and again, it is important to ask yourself why. Many people look for happiness from the people around them. You might feel better when someone likes you, gives you attention, or says something kind. It feels good when people care about you. But sometimes, the need for this attention or approval can become very big. You might start to expect it all the time. You may start to depend on someone's words, actions, or feelings to feel okay. When you depend too much on others to feel happy or valued, it is called needy attachment. Needy attachment is when you rely on others for your sense of self-worth. You might look to other people to show you that you are important, to tell you that you are loved, or to make you feel good about yourself. Sometimes you wait for a reply to your message and you keep checking your phone many times. You might feel worried if they do not answer quickly, or you might want someone to tell you that you are special, and if they do not, you feel sad or angry. When you have needy attachments, you might put a lot of pressure on your relationships. You may expect the people you care about to make you feel okay all the time. But this is a lot to ask from anyone. Nobody can give you attention, love, or support every single moment. Everyone has their own life, feelings, thoughts, and needs. When you ask them to fill your needs all the time, they might feel tired or uncomfortable. They might not know what to do. Sometimes they might even start to avoid you because they feel too much pressure. When you are always waiting for someone to make you feel good, you start to lose contact with yourself. You might stop doing things you enjoy just to spend more time with them. You may change your plans or your opinions to match what they want. For example, if you like to go for a walk in the morning, but your friend does not, you stop doing it just to please them. Or if you like one kind of music but they do not, you stop listening to it. Step by step, you push your own likes and needs aside and focus only on what will make the other person happy with you. Over time, needy attachment takes away your confidence. You may start to feel unsure. You might ask yourself if you are enough, or if you need to change even more for others to like you. You might begin to think that your happiness only exists if someone else gives it to you. When this happens, you become very sensitive to every small thing others do. A late text or a quiet answer may make you feel very hurt. Even a busy day from your friend may seem like a big problem for you. Understanding needy attachments helps you see the pattern. It helps you notice when you start to give away your power to someone else. You can learn to stop and look at your feelings. For example, if your friend or partner does not answer you for some hours, do you start to worry a lot? Do you wonder if they are upset with you, or that they might leave you? Or do you feel okay, knowing that sometimes people are just busy, and that your happiness is still safe with you? If small things make you feel upset often, it might be a sign of needy attachment. Another sign is if you keep looking for approval from others. You may always ask them if they are happy with you, or if you did something well. If you do not get a response, you feel bad. Sometimes you may repeat your question or try even harder to win their approval. This can make relationships feel heavy. After a while, the other person might feel they cannot relax around you because they always need to reassure you or make you feel better. Needy attachments also show up when you are afraid of being alone. If being by yourself feels scary or sad, you may try very hard to keep others close. You might say yes to things you do not really want, just so people do not leave you. You might make sure to always be available even when you are tired or busy. This worry about being alone can make you agree to things you do not like or to stay in situations that are not good for you. It is important to understand that needy attachment is not anyone's fault. It does not mean you are a bad person if you feel it. Most people feel needy at some points in their life. It can come from fears, past hurts, or even the wish to feel loved. But it can grow until it stops you from being truly happy. When you depend on others too much, you lose the feeling that you can take care of your own happiness. You forget what matters to you, and you begin to think that your feelings are only safe if someone else is there to make them better. Needy attachments can happen in many kinds of relationships. It can be between friends, family, people you date, or even with your own children. You may not notice at first when it begins. It may start with something simple, like wanting some support or wishing for company. Over time, you look for more and more signs from others to show that you are valued. The more you do this, the more you need it. It can become a habit. Why do needy attachments happen? Sometimes they begin when you are young. Maybe you had a time when you felt alone, or you did not get the care you needed. Or maybe someone important to you went away, and you felt afraid. Sometimes you learn to link your happiness to someone else's attention because it felt safe or gave you comfort. But as you grow, these habits can stay. When you do not notice them, they can start to control your actions and feelings. Needy attachments can also form because of worries about self-worth. When you are not sure about your own value, you look for others to show you that you matter. You may think, if they like me, I am okay. Or, if they do not pay attention to me, maybe I am not good enough. These thoughts can make you forget your own strengths and make you rely more and more on outside approval. This need for approval and attention is like a hunger that does not go away, no matter how much others try to fill it. People may give you kind words or spend time with you, but if you do not believe in your own value, it will never feel like enough. You will always be hoping for more, and you may feel disappointed easily. For relationships to work well, balance is important. Everyone needs care, love, and attention, but nobody can provide these all the time. If you expect someone to always give you what you need, it will be too much for them, and it can make you feel let down again and again. This is why understanding needy attachment is so important. When you see it, you can start to change. Recognizing needy attachment in your life does not mean you should feel bad or ashamed. It is a step toward learning how to take care of yourself. When you can see how your happiness depends on what others do or say, you have the chance to change the pattern. You can learn that your value is not only in someone else's words or actions, but in who you are. Let's look more closely at some signs that you may have needy attachments in your relationships. First, you might find yourself changing plans or ideas quickly to match someone else's wishes. Even when you know what you like, you might choose what they want instead, just to feel closer to them. Second, you may feel anxious or upset if you spend time apart from someone important to you. If you cannot enjoy your hobbies or relax when they are not around, this could be a sign of excessive need. Third, you may check your phone often, looking for messages, likes, or signs of attention. If silence makes you worry or sad, you may be depending too much on outside approval. Fourth, you might find yourself needing to hear, "I love you," or other comforting words many times. Even if someone has told you already, you may still want to hear it again and again. Fifth, you might have trouble making decisions by yourself. You wait for someone else to support your choice, even with simple things. This can make you feel lost or powerless when you are alone. Sixth, You might feel jealous if someone you care about spends time with others. You may worry that their attention for other people is taking something away from you. Seventh, you might often feel hurt, rejected, or not good enough just by small actions or words from others, even when nothing bad was meant. Now, it is important to accept that everyone needs some care and love from others. It is normal to feel happy when you get attention, or to want company when you feel sad. Wanting love or support is human. The problem happens when most of your happiness depends on others. This is when needy attachment begins to be painful. Understanding the difference between healthy need and needy attachment is important. Healthy need means you can enjoy care and closeness with others, but you also know how to be happy by yourself. You trust yourself, and you feel good even when you are alone. You can cope with short times of distance without feeling sad or afraid. Needy attachment means you often feel empty or anxious unless you get another person's care or approval. You do not trust that you are enough by yourself. You start to act or speak only to keep others close or to get their attention. This can lead to stress and painful feelings, both for you and for the other person. Why is it important to notice and address needy attachments? When you follow old habits, you can hurt yourself and your relationships. If you continue to put all the responsibility for your happiness onto someone else, it can push them away. They might feel tired, pressured, or even angry. At the same time, you might feel more lonely and worried because your needs are never really met. When you start to recognize needy attachment, you open the door for change. You can learn to turn your attention back to yourself. You can remember your own likes, dreams, and feelings. You give yourself a chance to grow and become confident without having to depend on someone else every day. Sometimes, letting go of needy attachment starts with small steps. You might take a few quiet moments alone, doing something that makes you feel good. You might notice when you are about to ask for approval and pause for a few seconds. You can remind yourself that you are safe, that you have made good decisions before, and that time apart does not mean you are forgotten. Building a sense of self that is strong and steady is not a quick change. But with time, you can let go of the habit of looking only to others for happiness. You can start to enjoy more peace inside, whether you are with people or by yourself. Understanding needy attachment gives you the power to take care of both your heart and your relationships. When you see the signs, you give yourself the gift of choice. You can notice your feelings, name them, and decide what is best for you. You can learn that you are important, whether or not someone else tells you so. You can teach yourself to trust in your own worth and create happier, calmer relationships with the people you love. When you begin to notice how much your feelings and confidence depend on the way others treat you, it can be surprising. You may also feel a little unsure about what to do next. One important thing to understand is how this habit of needing others for your happiness affects your emotions every day. It is not only about wanting attention or being afraid to be alone. Depending too much on others can bring you many heavy and uncomfortable feelings. When someone you care about does not text you back, or if they are quiet and distant, you may feel worried inside. Maybe you start to think about what you did wrong. You might even keep looking at your phone, waiting for a sign, and the minutes feel long. Your mind becomes full of questions and worries. You could start to believe that you are not important, or that maybe they do not like you anymore. This kind of worry can follow you everywhere, even when you are busy with work or with friends. Over time, this worry grows into stress. The pressure builds up inside you. It feels like you must always try to be good enough or say the right words to keep people close. If someone seems upset, you feel it is your job to fix it. This creates a deep need to be careful about everything you do or say, because you do not want to be rejected. Even small changes in someone's tone or mood can make you feel nervous. You may start to feel that your own feelings are not as important as theirs. This constant tension can lead to anxiety. Many people with needy attachments feel anxious often. You may notice this anxiety in your body, like your heart beating faster, your stomach feeling tight, or your breathing changing. Your thoughts may run in circles, and it can be hard to rest. Worrying about being liked or loved takes up your energy and makes it difficult for you to relax or have fun. Living like this makes it hard to enjoy things you once liked. You may stop doing your favorite activities because you are waiting for someone else. You might give up hobbies, skip meetings with friends, or forget about quiet time for yourself. All your attention goes to thinking about another person and what they might be feeling or doing. The more you give up for someone else's approval, the less you remember what truly makes you happy. This can make you feel lost, as if you do not know who you are without their attention. Sometimes you might even change your personality a little to fit in. If you think someone wants you to be more quiet or more outgoing, you might adjust your behavior. Over time, you start to lose sight of your real likes and values. You become afraid to show your true self, worried that if you change, people might not like you anymore. This type of stress makes you feel small inside, and your confidence becomes weaker. All of these feelings, anxiety, worry, tension, and low confidence, are the emotional cost of needy attachments. Even though you may want closeness, needing it too much makes the happiness disappear. Both you and the people around you feel tired and uneasy when there is this kind of unspoken pressure in the relationship. People who are close to you can feel this pressure as well. Sometimes they may not understand why you want so much attention or need so much reassurance. They can feel like they are always being watched or tested. If they cannot meet your needs every moment, they may feel guilty. They might also feel a little trapped, as if they cannot make a mistake without upsetting you. For some people, this pressure is too much, and they try to distance themselves. When you notice people pulling away, your anxiety can grow even more. This may make you try harder to win back their attention, which places even more stress on the relationship. The cycle repeats, and both sides feel unhappy. Instead of enjoying time together, you both may feel worried or tense, losing trust and closeness. It may not happen all at once. Sometimes the emotional cost of needy attachment grows slowly. You may not see it after one sad afternoon or one worry, but after many weeks, months, or even years, you feel tired. You forget what peace feels like. Your mind and heart are always working hard to keep relationships going, but they never feel strong or safe. It is also important to notice what happens to your own needs when you are stuck in this pattern. If you spend all your time focusing on someone else, you do not leave space for your own feelings or dreams. You might skip meals, lose sleep, or forget about your own goals and ideas. You may say yes when you want to say no, just for fear of being left alone. After a while, your own needs feel less important, and you may not even notice them anymore. Not looking after yourself in this way leaves you feeling more tired and empty. If you do not pause to ask, "What do I need?" or "What makes me feel good?" you become more and more distant from your true self. The feeling of sadness or emptiness grows. Some people even feel angry with themselves for being this way, but the habit is hard to break. Trying to please everyone around you creates a lot of pressure for you too. When you always focus on making others happy, you start to believe you must be perfect. You worry about every word you say or every action you take, and you often blame yourself when things go wrong. If someone seems unhappy, you might say to yourself, "This is my fault. I was not good enough." This way of thinking gives you little space to feel joy. The voice inside you is always looking for ways to fix things or to win approval. Another cost of needy attachment is that it can lead to feelings of jealousy or mistrust. If you feel insecure, it is easy to worry that important people in your life will leave you for someone else. You may ask them many questions or watch what they do to make sure you are still important. This can make the relationship feel unsafe and uncomfortable for both of you. Jealousy and mistrust can lead to more fights, more silence, and more distance. You may also notice that you expect other people to guess your needs or to always know what you want without telling them. When they do not understand, you may feel disappointed or unloved. This makes you feel even more lonely because your true needs are not known or met. Dependence on others for happiness means your feelings go up and down based on what they say or do, instead of staying peaceful inside. Some people with needy attachments also become afraid of being alone. Instead of spending time with yourself, you might always keep others close, even if they do not treat you well. Fear of loneliness can keep you in relationships that are not good for you. You may stay silent about your own pain or needs just to avoid being left. But ignoring your own happiness only makes the emotional cost greater over time. All of these effects, worry, stress, low self-worth, jealousy, loss of your own needs, are heavy. It is easy to think that if you just get more attention or love, the pain will stop. But when you always ask for more from others and forget about yourself, your heart feels more empty. No matter how much you get from outside, there is still a feeling of something missing inside. The constant need for attention wears you out. It can also make you believe that happiness cannot be reached without other people. You may not remember when you last felt truly calm or peaceful by yourself, without waiting for someone's message, touch, or words. This is why it is important to notice these emotional costs. By seeing them clearly, you can understand why needy attachment is not just a small habit, but a pattern that affects your whole life. When you understand the price you pay, you can begin to search for another way. Making choices that look after your own happiness is not selfish. Taking care of yourself helps you show up as a calmer, more joyful, and kinder person in all your relationships. Sometimes we are taught to always put others first, or to work hard to keep others happy, no matter what. But if you never focus on your own needs, you slowly lose your energy, your confidence, and your sense of who you are. It takes courage to choose to care for yourself. Sometimes you may fear that if you stop working so hard for others, they will leave you. Or you may worry that you are being cold. But the truth is, taking time to listen to your own feelings and needs helps everyone. When you are calm inside, you bring more understanding and kindness to your relationships. They become less stressful and more natural. One step to healing the pain of needy attachments is to start paying attention to your own feelings and needs. Notice what happens when you feel anxious or worried about someone's attention. Try to ask yourself what feeling or need is behind this worry. Do you need comfort? Are you missing something in your own life that used to bring you joy? By naming these feelings, you begin to understand them better. Sometimes you may discover that you feel empty, not because someone ignored you, but because you have not taken time for yourself. Maybe you want to be listened to be respected, or to be loved. These needs are normal. Everyone has them. But it is important to learn how to fill them in ways that do not hurt you or others. You can do simple things. Take a walk by yourself, spend time doing a hobby you enjoy, or talk kindly to yourself when you feel worried. Find small ways to bring comfort and joy to your own day. It will not stop the habit of needy attachment all at once, but it will remind you that there is more to happiness than what you get from others. Emotional pain from needy attachments can grow if you always push your feelings away. Try to allow yourself to feel your emotions, even if they are sad or uncomfortable. It is normal to feel lonely or worried sometimes. You can learn to comfort yourself gently. Notice if you become critical or hard on yourself. Remember, it takes time and patience to change. Speak to yourself with the same kindness you would use for someone you love. As you begin to look after your own feelings, notice how you feel when you spend time alone. If it is hard at first, that is okay. Allow yourself simple, quiet moments, like sitting and noticing your breath, listening to gentle music, or writing in a notebook. If you feel sad or lonely, give yourself understanding instead of blame. Over time, These small steps help you feel safer and happier just being with yourself. When you focus on caring for yourself, it also becomes easier to care for others in a healthier way. You will not need someone to fill you up or to fix your pain. You will want their company, but you will not feel empty without it. This brings a lighter, more peaceful feeling to your relationships. You might find that when you are calmer inside, you do not worry as much about what others say or do. Their choices, words, or silences will not have so much power over your mood. You will feel more free, more open, and more connected to your own needs. When your happiness is not controlled by others, you can connect with them simply because you choose to, not because you have to. If you sometimes fall back into old habits of seeking constant approval or attention, do not judge yourself. These habits can take many years to build, and it is normal for them to come up again. What matters is that you notice them and kindly bring your attention back to yourself. Each time you do this, you are practicing a new habit, one that is more gentle and brings you real peace. There is no single day when all emotional pain from needy attachment disappears. But as you become aware of how it affects you, you will naturally want to discover what makes you happy from within. With practice, you will remember the things that lift your heart and calm your mind. You will start to build a life where your needs are also important and where relationships can be a place of sharing, not a place of stress. As you walk this path, you will find that your feelings become steadier. You will worry less about what others think, do, or say. The grip of old emotional pain will grow lighter, and you will have more energy to care for both yourself and for those you love. The freedom from constant worry allows you to enjoy your own life, no matter what happens outside of you. Letting go of the heavy cost of needy attachment is not just about stopping a habit. It is about learning to trust yourself, to be kind to yourself, and to give value to your own needs. When you do this, you create a safe place in your heart, a place where your happiness can grow on its own. This is the beginning of discovering your own feelings and needs, and of building a happier, more peaceful life for yourself and for everyone around you. Sometimes you may realize that your attention is always on other people and their needs. You might see that you feel empty or unsettled when you think about spending time alone. This is a moment to gently turn your focus back to yourself. It can feel strange at first, especially if you are used to looking after others more than yourself. But learning to notice your own feelings and needs is necessary if you want to find steady happiness and peace. In daily life, many people do not pay attention to what happens inside. They are busy trying to please friends, parents, partners, or even co-workers. They may try to do everything right so others will not be upset. Over time, they slowly forget to ask what they enjoy, what brings comfort, or what makes their hearts feel light. If this feels true for you, you are not alone. Many people grow up thinking it is better to put themselves last, but this can never bring lasting happiness. If you spend a lot of time caring for others but very little caring for yourself, it is not easy to know where to start. It helps to begin with simple, gentle questions. For example, ask yourself how you feel right now. Maybe you notice you are tired, sad, or even hopeful. Next, you can try to remember a time when you felt really happy or safe. What were you doing? Who were you with, if anyone? Sometimes, even thinking about these moments can show you what matters to you. Another way to listen to your feelings is to notice your body. If your shoulders are tight or your stomach feels heavy, these are signs you may be worried or stressed. When you are joyful, your body feels calm and light. Paying attention to your physical feelings is a way to start understanding your emotions when words are hard to find. After you spend time noticing your feelings, you can think about what you like. What activities make you smile? What foods do you enjoy? What music, books, or places bring you comfort? Try to remember simple things that made you happy as a child or things that calm you now. There is no right or wrong answer. These little clues help you learn more about what you need to feel comfortable and whole. You might want to ask yourself about your values. Values are the things most important to you, like honesty, kindness, respect, learning, or helping others. You may write them on a piece of paper or just think about them quietly. When you know your core values, it is easier to make decisions that fit you. If you find yourself always saying yes to others but never feeling proud or peaceful, maybe the things you are doing do not match your real values. Learning what matters to you lets you live in a way that is true to your heart. Remembering your strengths is another important step. Many people with needy attachments have forgotten what they do well. They might focus only on their mistakes or try so hard to avoid upsetting others that they forget about their talents. Take some quiet time to write down things you have done that made you proud. It does not matter if they are small. Maybe you finished a book, learned to cook something new, helped a friend, or made a difficult decision. When you recognize your strengths, your confidence grows. It is useful to keep a notebook or a simple journal. Every day or once a week, write down how you feel and what you wish for. You do not need to show this to anyone. These private notes help you see changes over time. If you notice you always feel tired after spending time with certain people or doing certain things, it is a clue that maybe those activities take away your energy instead of giving it. If you write that you feel better when you walk in the park, listen to music, or read, these are hints about what you need more in your life. If you find it hard to know what you are feeling, that is normal. Sometimes feelings have been ignored for years or pushed aside to please others. Start with easy words. If you cannot say exactly if you are angry, sad, or afraid, try simple words like good, bad, comfortable, or uncomfortable. As you practice, you will notice more differences and be able to name them. There is no need to hurry. You might notice that when you begin to look at your own feelings, you feel guilty or selfish. These thoughts are natural if you were always told to put others first. But taking care of yourself is not wrong. It is just as important as caring for others. If you never look after your own feelings, you will always need others to do it for you, and this causes pain for both sides. To help explore your feelings, you can try spending a little time alone each day. Even 5 or 10 minutes can help. Sit quietly, close your eyes if you wish, and listen to your breath. You might feel uneasy or restless at first, but keep going. Notice if your mind brings up worries, hopes, or memories. Let them come and go. If you want, you can write about them later. This time with yourself is not a luxury. It is a way to reconnect with who you are. Think about your daily routine as well. Are there habits you keep because someone else likes them, but they do not make you feel good? Maybe there are things you always do, places you always go, or foods you always eat just because you want to please someone. Over many weeks or months, these small choices become automatic. By looking closely, you can gently choose what you truly like and what is best for you. Sometimes you will find that what you want is different from what someone else wants. This may feel scary if you are afraid of disapproval or conflict. It is natural to want harmony, but ignoring your own needs for peace is not healthy. If you always agree to things you do not enjoy, you lose trust in yourself, and your feelings become more hidden each day. Giving yourself time to explore your feelings and needs is not about making big life changes all at once. It is about small steps. You might decide to keep one favorite activity in your week, even if nobody joins you. You might ask yourself, "What do I want?" before saying yes to a new favor or request. As you do this again and again, you start to trust your own voice. The more you listen to your feelings, the easier it becomes to understand what you want in life. Your needs might include rest, fun, quiet time, or even time with friends, but now you choose these activities for yourself, not out of fear or worry. You slowly become more confident and stable because you are learning to care for your own heart. It is also helpful to notice your emotions without judging them. For example, If you feel sad or lonely, let yourself accept those feelings. Do not try to hide from them or push them away. If you feel angry or upset, allow yourself to notice those feelings too. All emotions are part of being human. When you accept your feelings, they lose their power to control you. You can choose how to respond, instead of reacting out of habit or fear. Simple routines can help you connect with your feelings and needs. Each morning you might ask yourself, how do I feel today? At night, you can remember what gave you comfort or made you proud. When stress or sadness comes, you can sit quietly and breathe for a few moments. These tiny steps build a habit of looking after yourself. Other helpful practices include gentle movement, like stretching or walking. You can notice how your body feels and what makes it more relaxed. You might spend time outside, noticing nature or listening to the sounds around you. All of these practices help you be present with yourself, even if only for small periods of time. Spending time alone can also help you see which people and situations make you feel good and which ones make you feel small or less important. You may start to look at your relationships differently. You can begin to see if you are always the one giving, if you are always pleasing, or if you feel free to be yourself around others. It is important to remind yourself that your needs are not less important than anyone else's. You can give yourself the same kindness you give to your friends or family. Thinking kindly of yourself, saying gentle words, and allowing yourself comfort is not selfish. It is a way to build a stronger foundation for your own well-being. Sometimes old habits come back, and you may want to put your needs aside when someone asks for help or company. You might say yes, even when you are tired or have other things to do. Notice when this happens, and ask yourself if you really want to say yes. If the answer is no, it is okay to choose differently. You do not need to explain or apologize for looking after yourself. Another way to discover your own needs is to look at moments when you feel upset with others. Sometimes anger, disappointment, or jealousy shows you something is missing in your own life. Instead of blaming others, gently ask yourself, what need is not being met? Maybe you need respect, more rest, a chance to express yourself, or more time alone. Once you know, you can make small changes to meet that need instead of waiting for someone else to do it. As you grow more aware of your feelings, it is natural to want to share them. You may feel ready to talk with someone you trust about what you are discovering. Choose people who support you and listen well. When you share, use simple words and speak honestly. You do not need to hide your feelings or pretend to be different. If you start to feel afraid of being honest, remember that only by expressing your true self can others get to know and understand you. You may worry that people will leave or be upset, but true relationships are built on respect for each person's feelings and needs. Accepting your true self also means accepting your mistakes or weaknesses. Everyone makes mistakes. You may have times when you become needy, act from fear, or say things you wish you had not. Instead of blaming yourself, let these moments be chances to learn. Ask what need or feeling was behind your action. This helps you grow stronger and more compassionate with yourself. You can also celebrate small successes. Each time you listen to your own feeling, make a choice that is true to you or give yourself kindness. You are growing. These moments build up and begin to replace old habits of neediness or self-criticism. Notice and honor them. Some people find it useful to learn simple ways to calm their emotions. When you feel overwhelmed, take a slow breath in and a slow breath out. This helps your body relax and your mind become quieter. You can repeat gentle words or phrases to yourself like, I am safe or I can take care of me. These practices might seem small, but when you use them again and again, your heart learns to trust itself. The more you practice noticing and meeting your own needs, the less power outside events or people have over you. You will still enjoy friendships and love, but you will know that your peace does not depend on what others say, do, or feel. You can welcome moments of connection, but you are also at ease when you are alone. You have become your own safe place. Gradually, you will find that you do not need to chase attention or approval as much as before. Of course, it is nice to be loved and respected, but now you know that your own respect for yourself is just as important. When someone else cannot meet a need, you do not feel empty because you know other ways to care for yourself. This way of life brings more balance and peace, both for yourself and for those around you. People may start to notice that you are more relaxed, more joyful, and more comfortable with yourself. This feeling invites honest, open relationships, where each person is free and safe. When you build this habit of listening to your own feelings and needs, you take a big step toward real happiness. Your sense of worth comes from inside you, not only from what others give. You remember your own dreams and hopes. You act, speak, and make choices from your own true heart, not from habit or fear. You may still have moments of doubt or worry. This is normal for everyone. But you now have a gentle way to return to yourself, to care for your own feelings, and to meet your own needs. Every day you become more confident, more stable, and more able to live with joy and kindness, both for yourself and for others. When you start to listen to your own feelings and notice your needs, relationships can begin to feel different. You might realize you want to show up for people you care about, but you do not want to lose yourself in the process. This is a good time to think about what it means to care for others without giving up your own peace. It is possible to love, help, and support people around you while still keeping your own comfort inside. This is called healthy emotional detachment. Healthy emotional detachment lets you stay close to people and care about them, but it also gives you space. It means you do not try to control what others do, think, or feel. It means you do not make your happiness depend on their choices every day. When you practice healthy emotional detachment, you can be present for others, but you do not feel worried all the time if they act differently or need time for themselves. Most people think that caring about someone means being very close all the time. They may believe that love means always feeling what the other person feels or always fixing things when the other person is sad. But in truth, real love and friendship happen when two people are free to be themselves. You do not have to be responsible for someone else's happiness. You are only responsible for your own actions and your own feelings. You might want to ask yourself how much you try to manage the feelings or lives of the people around you. For example, do you change your words so someone will not be upset? Do you always do what others want to avoid making them unhappy? Do you feel guilty if someone you love is sad, tired, or makes a mistake? Healthy emotional detachment means gently returning these worries to their real owners. If someone you care about feels sad, it is kind to offer support. But you do not have to carry their sadness for them or believe it is your job to fix everything. This also means you can start to let go of the feeling that you must always be strong, perfect, or helpful to be loved. You are allowed to care for others and also care for yourself. When you hold both kindness for yourself and for others, you begin to trust that your connection does not mean giving up who you are. Letting go of the need to control others or to be controlled is not cold or selfish. It is about giving freedom. When you allow others space, you show trust in them. You also show respect for yourself. This creates relationships with less stress and more honesty, because nobody is pretending or hiding their feelings. If you notice you always want to know where someone is, what they are doing, or who they are with, gently ask yourself what you are afraid will happen if you let go. Often, these fears come from a wish to keep people close. But true closeness grows when each person is free and trusted. Small steps help. You can let someone spend time on their own and remind yourself you are still safe. You can accept that someone may not agree with you or may have different needs. This is normal and healthy. You might worry that if you stop trying to control things, you will lose the relationship. But when you practice emotional detachment, you give both yourself and others the gift of being open. When people feel free, they usually want to be closer, not further away. They can be more honest because they do not have to hide or pretend to protect your feelings every moment. There may be times when you want to help so much that you forget your own needs. Maybe you do too much for someone who is struggling, or you give advice even when the other person does not ask. Try to notice if your help is really wanted, or if you are doing it because you are afraid of not being needed. Sometimes the best way to support someone is just to listen or to give them time to find their own answers. Emotional detachment is also important in moments of disagreement. If someone gets angry with you, you can listen to their words, but you do not have to take all their feelings as your own. You can care, explain yourself, and look for ways to make peace, but you also remember that their feelings belong to them. If you make a mistake, you can say, "Sorry." If you did your best, you can forgive yourself even if the other person stays upset for a while. You might find it helpful to use small reminders when your mind wants to take responsibility for what others feel. You can think, "I can care for them, but I cannot control their feelings," or "Their mood is about them, not about me." These quiet reminders help you create a gentle boundary. A boundary is simply a line that protects your feelings and lets others know where you stand. It is not a wall. It is not meant to push people away, but to keep your heart safe. If you have always felt responsible for other people's feelings, you may feel guilty when you try to step back. This guilt is normal at first, but with time, you will notice that letting go allows both people to breathe and relax. You might also feel some fear that the other person will be angry or will leave if you stop fixing things for them. Remind yourself that kindness does not mean always saying yes or always doing what someone else wants. It is possible to be loving and also to say no or "I need time for myself now." Sometimes, emotional detachment means you do not react right away when you are upset. You take a few slow breaths, give yourself a moment, and then choose your response. This helps you say kind words, even if you feel upset inside. When you are calm, the people around you feel safer too. You may notice that when you keep your own feelings and actions in your care, it is easier to have real conversations. You can tell someone what you need without blaming them. For example, you can say, "I need some time alone," or "I feel tired and need some rest." You do not demand that they fix things for you. You do not expect them to read your mind or always agree with you. You simply share, listen, and let each person make their own choices. When you practice emotional detachment, you allow others to face their own problems. You do not jump in to solve everything. Trusting others to take care of themselves helps you rest and lets them grow. Everyone learns to be stronger and more independent. Support is given, not demanded. You can ask, "Would you like me to help?" instead of assuming the answer is yes. This respect for everyone's choices makes relationships stronger. If someone does not answer your call, or if they need time to themselves, you can let it be. The relationship does not disappear because you are not always together. You can continue your day, care for your own needs, and be happy when you meet again. You will also notice that you enjoy your time with others more when you are not worried about keeping them close every second. You may wonder how to handle moments when you feel rejected or if someone is distant. When you sense old habits of neediness rising, pause for a moment. Remind yourself that everyone has times when they are busy, tired, or have their own worries. Their distance is not always about you. Try to offer yourself gentle words like, "I can be patient," or "I am still okay when I am alone." With practice, these reminders help your mind stay calm. Healthy emotional detachment also means you understand that love and care do not depend on being needed all the time. You are special and worthy of love, even when you are not doing something for another person. You do not need to be perfect to be accepted. You can trust that your friends, family, or partner care for you because of who you are, not just what you do for them. You will feel that your confidence starts to grow when you stop trying so hard to manage other people's feelings. You do not worry as much about every small problem. When people get upset, you understand that it is part of their own journey and not proof that you are wrong or unlovable. You become more comfortable with silence, with space, and with letting others be who they are. Sometimes you meet people who do not respect your boundaries. They may want you to take care of their feelings all the time, or they might become upset if you say no. In these moments, remind yourself that you cannot control someone else's reaction. You can be honest and kind, then let the other person respond in their own way. If they become angry or pull away, it is not your job to fix everything. Allow each person to feel what they feel, knowing you are true to yourself. Healthy emotional detachment means you do not lose your own dreams, interests, or values. You keep doing things that matter to you, even if your friends or partner do not share those interests. You can enjoy time together, but you also enjoy time with yourself. You know what makes you feel fulfilled, and you give yourself permission to choose those things. You may worry sometimes that caring less will make you a bad friend or partner. But emotional detachment does not mean closing your heart or not caring. It means caring more wisely and kindly. You bring a lighter heart to your relationships, so they are built on freedom, not fear. You respect yourself and those you love. Another part of healthy emotional detachment is being honest. When you feel sad, angry, or lonely, you talk about it openly. You do not hide your feelings or pretend to be okay for someone else's sake. Honest sharing helps others see the real you, and it builds trust. It also teaches others how to treat you because you show them what is important to you. There is also strength in letting others have their own experience. If someone you love is making a choice you would not make, you can offer your thoughts, but you let them decide. You focus on your own journey and accept that people will walk their own paths. If they make mistakes or have hard times, you support them, but you do not try to control or protect them from every pain. This trust helps everyone grow wiser and more confident. If you notice yourself becoming too involved in someone else's problems or moods, stop for a moment. Ask yourself if this is really your job or your responsibility. You do not need to feel what others feel every moment. You can listen, care, and encourage, but you do not have to become their answer. When you create space in your relationships, you discover more joy and calm. You can let go of tension and worry. You notice small moments of connection without trying to make them last forever. You do not feel empty when others are not there because you know how to fill your own heart. Sometimes emotional detachment means being patient when change is slow. You may not see results right away. It may take many days or weeks to feel comfortable with more space and freedom. Old fears may come up, but you can breathe and remind yourself you are learning something new. Each small step brings you closer to peace. Healthy emotional detachment makes it easier to say what you want or what you need. If you want to be by yourself for a while, you can say so. If you feel hurt, you can talk about it. If you need support, you can ask for it. But you are not upset if the answer is no. You understand that each person gives from their own place, and sometimes they are not able to give. This does not mean you are less important. It simply means everyone has limits and needs. Trust is an important part of emotional detachment. You trust yourself to take care of your feelings. You trust others to take care of theirs. Sometimes trust feels hard, especially if you were hurt before. But with time, you learn that most people want freedom and kindness, just like you do. As trust grows, it becomes easier to relax and be yourself. Forgiveness is also easier when you practice healthy detachment. If someone hurts your feelings, you do not have to hold on to anger. You remember that everyone makes mistakes, including you. You let go of grudges and choose to move forward, whether that means talking things out or giving space. This helps you keep a light heart and a peaceful mind. Healthy emotional detachment is about balance. It is not about being alone or never caring. It is about caring in a way that keeps you and others open, strong, and kind. You choose when to give, when to rest, and when to step back. This balance helps your relationships become more rewarding, honest, and secure. Every day you will have small chances to practice this kind of detachment. When someone is upset and you want to jump in to fix, pause and check what you really need. When you want someone's attention and they are busy, use the time to care for yourself. When you have a problem, decide if you want to solve it on your own or to ask for support. All these moments are chances to build healthier ways of caring. As you keep practicing, you feel more comfortable with yourself and with others. You bring less anxiety to your relationships and more trust. You know that you can be loving and supportive, but you can also step back and take care of your own needs. This brings new freedom and joy to your life. With healthy emotional detachment, your connections with others feel easier and your heart feels lighter. When you begin to trust yourself more and worry less about what other people feel or do, you start to notice small changes inside you. This new way of caring for yourself and giving space to others helps you feel lighter. Still, some days are difficult. There are moments when old habits and strong feelings come back. It is easy to want reassurance or to react quickly when something upsets you. This is where self-control and acceptance play a big part in your journey. Self-control is learning how to pause before you act. It is about noticing what you feel and then making a choice about your next step. Instead of reaching out right away for comfort or saying something in a hurry, you slow down and ask yourself what you really need. Self-control is not about forcing yourself to hide your feelings or never make mistakes. It is a gentle way of taking care of your heart and actions. You might wake up and notice you feel anxious because someone did not call you back the day before. Your first thought might be to send another message right away, asking if everything is okay. With self-control, you can stop for a moment. You breathe slowly, feel your feet on the ground, and pay attention to your body. Maybe you notice that your hands are tight or your stomach feels heavy. In this pause, you give yourself a chance to choose what to do next. If you choose to wait before you respond, you might notice that after a little while your mind becomes calmer. The strong worry turns softer. You can then ask yourself, am I safe? Can I trust that things will be okay even if the other person is busy? This is self-control in your daily life. It does not mean ignoring or pushing away your feelings. It means being gentle with them and remembering that you do not need to act every time you feel upset or afraid. Another part of self-control is learning not to control others. Sometimes, when you feel nervous or scared, it is easy to want to change what someone else does or thinks. You might want them to give you answers, spend more time with you, or make you feel better right now. These wishes are normal, but with self-control you practice accepting that you cannot make others act how you want. You are only responsible for your own words and choices. Acceptance is also a very important part of feeling happier and less dependent on others. Acceptance means you understand that you cannot control everything that happens. You cannot be sure that all your friendships and relationships will last forever. You cannot always make people feel what you want them to feel. When you accept this, your heart is more at peace and you stop fighting with what you cannot change. On some days, you might remember a moment from your past when someone hurt you or left you. Maybe you still feel angry or sad about it. You might wish things could be different. With acceptance, you allow yourself to feel your feelings, but you also gently say, "What happened, happened." You stop using your energy to change the past or to hold on to pain. This makes it easier for new, better feelings to come into your life. There are times when you will have strong emotions, like jealousy, fear, or loneliness. These feelings are part of being human. Instead of telling yourself not to feel them or making big decisions when you are upset, you allow the feelings to visit. You can say, "This is just a feeling. It will pass." When you accept your emotions, You do not feel trapped by them. Some people think that accepting is the same as giving up, but acceptance is not weakness. It is seeing things honestly as they are and still choosing to move forward with care. You can accept that someone does not always give you attention when you want it. You can accept that sometimes you feel afraid or sad, but you do not have to let these feelings decide what you do next. When you practice this, your mind grows stronger. There will be moments when you wish a friendship or relationship could be different. You may want more love, more time together, or more understanding. With self-control, you do your best to ask for what you need gently and clearly. With acceptance, you are able to listen to the answer, even if it is not what you hoped for. You know that you cannot always have everything you want, and that is a part of life. It is also helpful to remember that everyone feels left out, lonely, or worried sometimes. You are not wrong or bad for wanting comfort. You are not alone if you want to feel close to others. Self-control is about what you do with these feelings. It is about slowing down, being patient, and making space for your heart to heal and grow. You can practice self-control in small ways throughout each day. When a thought comes that makes you feel nervous, you can pause and take a deep breath, counting slowly as you breathe in and out. You can also try writing down your feelings before you talk to anyone. This gives your mind space to sort things out. If you feel the need to react quickly, you can tell yourself, "I will wait for 10 minutes and see how I feel then." Often, feelings change in a short time. Self-control also means saying no to habits that make you more needy. If you always check your phone for messages or look for signs that someone is thinking about you, you can gently put your phone away for a little while. Choose a simple activity that you enjoy, even for 5 or 10 minutes, to give yourself a break. As you practice this more, your mind learns that you can be okay on your own. Acceptance can be practiced by being kind to yourself, even if you feel hurt. If an old memory makes your chest tight, you can put your hand on your heart and say, "It is okay to feel this. I am safe now." You do not need to fight your feelings or judge them. Accept that feelings come and go. Accept that sometimes people disappoint you, and that does not mean you are less important or less loved. It also helps to remember that every person has their own life, with their own thoughts and emotions. Just like you, other people have busy days or moments of sadness. If someone cannot give you what you want at one moment, it does not mean they do not care. Accepting that people are different from you helps you feel more understanding and less worried or upset. Feelings of jealousy or fear often show up in close relationships. If someone you care about spends time with other friends or seems happy when you are not there, it is normal to feel left out at first. With self-control, you notice the feeling and let it be. With acceptance, you remind yourself that everyone needs other people and other interests. You are still important, even when you are not together. Sometimes you will want to ask for reassurance or to talk again and again about the same worry. This is a habit that comes from a place of fear. You can practice pausing, and instead of talking right away, do something kind for yourself. Listen to music, go for a walk, or take slow breaths. Give yourself the comfort you often look for in others. If you find it hard to accept some changes or disappointments, remember that this takes time and practice. When a friendship changes, or when someone cannot be close to you, it is normal to feel sad. You might want to hang on or to make things go back to the way they were. With time, you will see that letting go of what you cannot change makes more space for new people, new joys, and new growth in your life. One way to build self-control is to set gentle limits for yourself. For example, you might say, "I will not send more than one message if someone does not answer." Or, "I will not spend the whole night thinking about why someone behaved a certain way." These limits protect your peace. They teach you to care for yourself, even if your feelings are strong. You can also set limits for how you talk to yourself. If your thoughts are negative, or if you blame yourself for everything, you can gently remind yourself, "I did my best," or "People are responsible for their own feelings too." Positive words help your heart feel stronger. Learning to accept things as they are also means letting go of the hope that you can make everyone happy all the time. You are free to care and to help, but your happiness does not depend on the mood or actions of another person. If someone is upset or goes away, you can stay steady. You might still feel pain, but you trust that you will be okay, and new moments of comfort will come again. There may be days when you do not do this well. You might act quickly or say things you wish you had not said. You might feel needy or afraid when someone is distant. This is normal. You can forgive yourself, learn from what happened, and try again next time. Practice is how your self-control and acceptance grow stronger. You can make a habit of checking in with yourself. Several times a day, pause and ask, "How am I feeling now?" If you notice you are tense or upset, use one of your kind habits. Take a break, stretch, drink some water, or sit quietly. Notice the feeling, let it be there, and then go on with your day. If you want to talk about your feelings, choose people who are understanding and kind. You do not have to share everything with everyone. Pick someone you trust and speak simply about what you are feeling. It is okay to ask for support, but you do not need them to fix all your worries. Sometimes just sharing can help your heart feel lighter. In close relationships, disagreements and misunderstandings will happen. Self-control gives you space to respond with patience. Acceptance lets you see that there will be ups and downs, and you do not need to panic every time something goes wrong. You can talk calmly, listen to other points of view, and decide what is best for you. Over time, you will notice that your life feels more peaceful. The strong waves of emotion do not hit you as hard as before. You have tools to help you through hard moments. You are still able to feel love and care for others, but you also feel love and care for yourself. Your happiness is steadier, your confidence grows, and you feel free to enjoy your own life. You may start to see that you do not take other people's moods so personally. If someone is upset, you can care without believing it is your fault or your job to change it. If someone is busy or needs space, you can be okay with that too. You know now that everyone is in charge of their own feelings and stories. As you keep practicing self-control and acceptance, you will spend less time worrying about what others think. You will spend more time paying attention to your own dreams, wishes, and well-being. You will accept yourself, even with mistakes or weaknesses. You will realize that you do not need to be perfect, and that every person in your life has their own lessons to learn and their own path to walk. On some days, you may notice you feel peaceful, even when things are not perfect. You might laugh more easily or fall asleep faster. You may invite new people or new experiences into your life without the old fears. This is proof that your new habits are growing inside you. You are not forcing life to go your way, but allowing it to unfold one day at a time. If you ever feel lost, remember the simple steps. Pause, notice your feelings, breathe, make a careful choice, and let yourself accept things you cannot change. Say kind words to yourself, forgive your mistakes, and trust that peace will return. Your ability to let go, to take care of your own heart, and to accept life as it is will bring you calm and happiness for many years. Each time you choose patience over worry and kindness over blame, you are making yourself stronger. Healthy relationships begin to form more easily. Your days fill with more hope, less fear, and more freedom. As self-control and acceptance become your way of life, you open yourself to true happiness, no matter what is happening around you. When you fill your days with patience and gentle words for yourself, you start to notice that even one simple moment can help you feel more peaceful. Letting go of needy attachments and building a stronger sense of self does not come from doing one big thing all at once. Instead, it comes from many small, regular actions that you choose every day. These actions or daily practices are steps that support your peace and confidence. With time, they become part of how you live and how you treat yourself and others. You do not need any special tools or lessons to begin. What is most important is to give yourself permission to try. You can move at your own pace. You do not have to be perfect or move quickly. Even simple actions, when repeated with kindness, can make a real difference. Start your day by checking in with yourself. When you wake up, before you look at your phone or talk to anyone else, close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, how am I feeling? Notice any emotions or physical feelings, whether they are light or heavy. You do not need to judge them. You can simply notice. Then place your hands together, your hand on your chest, or just nod to yourself. This helps you connect with your own heart before turning to other people or tasks. Make a habit of having a little time for yourself each day. This could be 5 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at night, or a short break in the middle of the day. During this time, you do something that is just for you. You might sit quietly in a favorite chair, walk slowly in your neighborhood, listen to music, stretch, or write down your thoughts. You might pray or simply look out a window. The point is not what you do, but that you spend a little time only on yourself. This shows you that your needs and comfort matter. You can also choose to enjoy small pleasures during your day. Let yourself notice tastes, smells, colors, and sounds that you like. Savor a cup of tea, a sweet fruit, the feeling of warm water, or the softness of a blanket. Notice the sky or a plant growing by the road. Allow yourself to have small moments that feel safe and good. These are not rewards for hard work. They are gentle gifts to help you feel alive. Reflect on your strengths and what you have done well. Take a few moments each week to write down 1 or 2 things that made you feel proud or grateful. Maybe you finished a task, helped someone, or found the courage to speak kindly to yourself. Even the smallest step counts. By noticing your achievements, you remind yourself that you are strong and growing. When you face a difficult emotion, practice pausing before reacting. If you feel anxious, angry, or sad, close your eyes and breathe in and out slowly. Say simple words to yourself like, "This feeling will pass," or "I am safe now." Sometimes you can put your hand over your heart and imagine sending warmth to your body. This helps you remember that you do not have to act on every feeling. You can give yourself comfort first. Practice saying yes or no, honestly, without guilt. If someone asks you to do something, give yourself a moment to check how you feel. If you want to say yes, let it be a real yes. If you need to say no, try saying it simply and kindly. You do not need a big excuse. You can just say, "I am not able to do that today," or "Thank you, but I want to rest." When you choose what feels true to you, other people start to understand that you respect yourself. Over time, this makes your relationships safer and clearer. If you notice yourself wanting constant reassurance or attention, pause and see if you can give some comfort to yourself before reaching out. You might do this by writing down what you feel, talking quietly to yourself, or remembering a moment when you felt calm. Sometimes you can hug yourself, wrap yourself in a blanket, or hold your own hand. Giving yourself care in these ways helps you learn that you can meet some of your own needs. Daily practices also include gently checking on how you are spending your time. At the end of the day, think back over your activities. Ask yourself, what brought me peace today? When did I feel stressed or empty? Notice when you were only trying to please others. Notice when you forgot about your own feelings. This helps you see what kinds of changes might help you tomorrow. You do not need to judge yourself. Each day is a new beginning. Listening to others is another practice that brings freedom for you and for them. When someone speaks, try to listen all the way without thinking about how you will answer or what you need. Let them finish their story or thought. Notice if you want to fix things for them or control their feelings. Give them space instead. Listen, nod, say, "I hear you," and only give advice if they ask. This allows them to be free and also reminds you to let go of control. Try to enjoy being alone. Some people are afraid of time by themselves. They think they will feel lonely or bored, but you can practice small ways to enjoy your own company. You might read, draw, listen to music, cook a special meal, or simply sit outside. Notice the thoughts and feelings that come. Let yourself be curious about who you are and what you like when nobody else is there. With time, you might find new comfort in your own presence. You can also try a practice of gratitude. Each day before sleeping, think of one or two things you appreciate. It could be a moment of kindness, something pretty you saw, a meal you enjoyed, or a gentle thought about yourself. Gratitude slowly helps you see more good in your daily life. You begin to feel your world is bigger than worry about others. If you live with family or share space with others, make small agreements for personal time. Tell them, "I need 10 minutes alone now," or "I want to read by myself for a while." Even a short break where you quietly focus on your own needs can refresh your mind and energy. Sometimes you will notice you still want someone's approval, or you feel upset when you do not get it. In these moments, pick a gentle action to take for yourself. Pause and breathe, touch your heart, look at something beautiful, or move your body. Even a slow walk can help. Over time, these actions teach you that you can support yourself through mood changes and not depend on being rescued by others. Small daily practices also help you stop checking for outside approval all the time. Choose a few hours or minutes each day to keep your phone away from you. Use this time for an activity that makes you feel strong or happy. Read, paint, organize a drawer, or listen to nature. Notice how your mind feels when you are not waiting for messages or attention. At first it may seem strange, but soon you will value these quiet times. Give help or kindness to others without expecting anything in return. Let your support be a gift, not a way to make someone like you, or a test to see if they care. Maybe you listen to a friend, help at home, or send a caring message. Do it because it feels true to you. After you help, let go of the outcome. Do not wait for thanks or for someone to give you the same support. Helping freely gives your heart new peace. Create gentle boundaries by making space for yourself. If others are upset, understand that you do not need to fix everything. You can listen, nod, give a hug, or say a kind word. But after that, let them feel how they feel. Go back to your own activities, trusting that they can manage their own feelings. This makes relationships much healthier, with less tension. When you make mistakes or have a day where old habits return, treat yourself with patience. Instead of blaming yourself or feeling that you failed, say, "It is normal. I am still learning." Remember that change does not happen in a single day. Every effort is a step in the right direction. Be gentle and keep going. If you want support or encouragement on this path, look for people who build you up instead of bringing you down. Spend more time talking with friends who accept you, family members who listen, or groups that focus on kindness and respect. Even a single good conversation can remind you of your own value. Try to have these moments in your life regularly. Rest is also a practice. Take care of your body with enough sleep, good food, and movement. Notice when you are tired and allow yourself breaks. Sometimes letting go of stress just means lying down with closed eyes for a few minutes or listening to calm sounds. Caring for your body is part of caring for your mind and heart. If you notice you worry too much or feel restless, use your breath as a simple anchor. Sit quietly and count your breaths, noticing how the air feels moving in and out. This brings your mind back to your body and helps feelings become calmer, even if only for a few moments. With practice, your breath can be a source of comfort in busy or hard times. Notice if you are usually the one who says yes for everything, even when you want to say no. Each time you choose to value your own needs, you become more free inside. You might start by saying no to small things, like an extra meeting or a late plan. Over time, You will be able to say no kindly, even to bigger requests. Choosing what is best for you is not selfish. It is honest and healthy. Practice asking for help when you need it, without feeling bad. If you feel tired, lonely, or confused, reach out to someone you trust. This could be a friend, family member, counselor, or support group. It is okay to ask for comfort or advice. You do not have to do everything alone. Asking for support does not take away your strength. It shows that you respect your limits and care about yourself. At the end of each week, look back and notice what is changing. Write down or say out loud a few lessons you learned. Celebrate what you did well, even if it was just trying to be gentle with yourself. Notice what practices are working for you and what you want to do differently in the next days. By seeing your own growth, you build pride and hope. You can try new small practices as you learn more about yourself. Maybe you want to learn a new skill, take a class, or start a hobby. These are ways to show yourself that your growth matters. You might read about healthy relationships or watch a peaceful film. Anything that lifts your spirit is welcome. Let yourself enjoy moments with others, but also enjoy time alone. Notice how your feelings change in each situation. If you feel nervous or start to worry while with someone, take a little space, focus on your breath, and gently return to your own steady center. Soon, you will feel more secure in both company and solitude. You can honor your own boundaries by naming them clearly to yourself and others. For example, you might say, "I need quiet after dinner," or "I am not comfortable with that topic." Each time you name a boundary honestly, you teach people how to treat you with respect. They will see that your needs matter to you. Healthy connections are built on this kind of honesty. If you face situations where old pain or neediness returns, remember all your daily tools. Pause, breathe, take time alone, use kind words, and do something that brings you peace. Even when it feels hard, each time you return to your practices, you become stronger. Building a life without needy attachments is not a straight path. There will be days when you feel strong and days when you feel weak. That is normal. What matters is not to give up. Keep returning to the small steps. Over hundreds of days, these steps carry you a long way. You will see yourself changing, becoming less anxious, and feeling lighter inside. As you create these daily habits, you realize that you can give yourself much of what you once thought only others could give. You can calm your worries, bring yourself comfort, enjoy your own company, and set gentle limits. Each day, by repeating these actions, you add trust and joy to your own life. Your relationships also begin to feel less heavy and more open. Others notice that you are comfortable with yourself, that you do not rush them or always need things to be a certain way. People will find it easier to be themselves around you. You can listen and help without taking on their problems as your own. Letting go of needy patterns is not about being alone. It is about learning to meet your needs in many gentle ways, every day. It is about choosing actions that build happiness, peace, and kindness, both for yourself and for others. When you live this way, you find that you have more energy, deeper laughter, and a stronger heart for all the good moments and hard times that life brings. When you start living with more gentle habits and kindness each day, you slowly feel that your happiness is not so tied to what other people say or do. This is when you can begin to build more happiness and confidence from inside, not just from your friendships or relationships. Finding joy and strength within yourself brings calm to your heart. You know that you are valuable, even when you are alone. This confidence helps you enjoy time with others, but it also allows you to feel at peace when you are by yourself. Growing inner happiness is a slow and steady journey. It begins with noticing what feels good and true for you. Take a moment now to remember an activity or moment that gave you joy. This could be something small, like listening to a song you love, seeing something beautiful outside, tasting good food, or reading a book. Notice how your face feels when you are smiling. Notice how your body relaxes when you feel safe. These moments show you that you can find comfort and happiness by noticing life around you and inside you. You can help your inner happiness grow by spending time with yourself in nice ways. Many people think that happiness must come from doing big things, but often it is in very quiet places. You can sit with yourself and listen to music, paint, or cook. You can take small walks, write about your thoughts, or simply take deep breaths near an open window. With these moments, you learn that your joy does not depend only on what others do or say. It is already inside you. Another way to build happiness is by treating yourself with the same care you give to others. If your friend made a mistake, you would probably use kind words with them. Try to do the same with your own heart. If you feel sad, lonely, or unsure, speak gently to yourself. Tell yourself, "This is difficult now, but it will pass." When you have these kind talks with yourself, you learn to be your own friend. Confidence grows in small steps. Think of something you did in the last few days that you were proud of. It does not have to be big. Maybe you stayed calm when something was hard. Maybe you said no when you did not want to do something. Maybe you tried a new activity or let yourself rest when you needed it. These small actions are proof that you can trust yourself. You can make good choices and take care of your feelings. It helps to make a list of things you have done well or times you have shown courage. Keep this list somewhere easy to see. Add to it every week. If you feel doubts or sadness, read your list and remember that you are able to do many good things. Celebrating small wins grows your belief in yourself. Forgiving your own mistakes is another important step. Everyone makes mistakes. Sometimes you might say something you wish you had not said, or you forget to listen to someone who needed you. When this happens, pause for a moment. Think about what happened, learn from it, and gently forgive yourself. Try to say, "That was not perfect, but I am still learning and growing." If you need to, make things right with the other person, then let go. Your worth does not depend on always getting things right. Trying new activities is a helpful way to grow confidence. Choose something small that you want to learn, a recipe, a song, a craft, or a skill. You do not have to be great at it. Just trying brings you courage. Each time you do something new, even if you make mistakes, you show yourself that you are capable. Over time, these small risks make you feel stronger and braver. Practice talking kindly to yourself, not only about what you do, but about who you are. You can look in the mirror in the morning or before bed and say, "I am important. I am learning. I can trust myself." You can write these words in a notebook or say them quietly when you are walking. These kind messages plant seeds of trust inside you that will grow over time. Let yourself enjoy quiet times. Turn off your phone or stop checking messages for a while. Focus on what your body and mind are doing. You might stretch, feel your breath, or notice sounds and smells around you. Rest your thoughts from worries about others. Let your mind return to simple moments of being alive right now. This quiet brings gentle happiness that does not depend on anyone else. Building self-respect is part of this journey. Each time you make a decision that fits your values, you show respect for yourself. If you choose what brings you peace, even when others do not understand, your confidence grows. If you keep a promise to yourself, like going for a walk, reading, or taking care of your body, you show yourself that you are worthy of effort and love. You might sometimes compare yourself to other people. You may look at what they have or what they do and feel small or not good enough. When this thought comes, try to remember that you are unique. Your life, your path, and your dreams are different from anyone else's. You can wish good things for others and still be proud of your own way of living. Gratitude also helps build inner happiness. Each day, write or say a few things you are grateful for. These can be very simple: a warm meal, a clear morning, a kind word, or a laugh. Focusing on good things helps your mind notice more happiness around you. Even when days are not easy, gratitude makes your heart softer and more hopeful. If you sometimes feel stress or sadness rising, let yourself feel it without fighting or judging. Sit with your feeling, breathe, and say to yourself, "This will not last forever." When you accept your emotions, they become lighter with time. This acceptance is a sign of strength. You are not afraid to feel because you know you can care for yourself even on hard days. Connection with other people will still be important, but it will not make or break your happiness. You can enjoy a nice talk, time with loved ones, or laughter with friends. You know, though, that if someone is busy or you spend an evening alone, your own company can also bring comfort. This lets you bring more joy and peace to others, because you are not afraid of their distance. Share your excitement and your worries with those you trust, but remember, you can also hold good feelings by yourself. If you enjoy something, a song, a walk, an idea, smile and keep it in your heart even if nobody else knows about it. Your joy does not need permission from anyone. It exists because you felt it. Sometimes the best way to build confidence is to help others. Give a smile, a kind word, or a little help to someone who needs it. Not because you want something in return, but because you can share what you have learned. When you act kindly without expectation, you often notice a gentle warmth inside you. You see your own power, and you feel connected to your own values. Notice what kinds of activities and moments make your heart feel light. These show you what matters most to you. Spend more time doing these things, or with the people who support your true self. If there are places or people who often make you feel bad or bring worry, be honest about how that affects you. It is okay to choose more of what lifts you up and less of what pulls you down. Learning to trust yourself is a big step. You might wonder if you will know the right thing to do, or if you will make mistakes. The answer is yes. Sometimes you will make mistakes. Everyone does. But each time you listen to your own heart and act with kindness, you learn something new about your own strength. Give yourself small goals and celebrate them. If you wanted to try a new class, reach out to a friend, eat healthy for one day, or take time to rest, notice when you do it. Say, "I did this. I am growing." Self-encouragement matters. Over many days, these positive words help you see just how much you can do. Avoid speaking badly to yourself, even as a joke. If old words come back, words like "I am not good" or "I always fail," pause and answer them with kinder truths. Say, "I am enough. I am learning." Your mind learns from what you repeat. So the more you offer kind and patient words, the more you believe them. Be patient with your growth. Some days you may feel strong. Other days worries return. This is normal. Healing and learning take many weeks, months, and even years. When you notice you feel anxious, lonely, or doubt yourself, remember that it is only one moment. Things will change. Return to your helpful habits and gentle routines. Spend time with people who lift you up. If you do not have friends or family who support you yet, look for places where you can meet kind people. This might be at a group, a library, a class, or even online. You are worthy of respect, even from people you meet for the first time. Let your true self be seen. Talk honestly about your feelings, your ideas, and your wishes. If someone does not agree, it is okay. Your confidence grows when you are real instead of pretending to be what someone else wants. The more honest you are, the more you will attract people who value the real you. Practice making choices that put your well-being first. If you need rest, allow yourself to rest. If you want to walk or be quiet, do that. If you want to try something new, do not wait for permission from others. Your life belongs to you. Accept praise and positive words from others. If someone says you did something well or that they enjoy your company, let the words touch your heart. Say thank you. Some people are not used to hearing good things, so they turn away. But accepting praise is a way of honoring your own growth. Remember your values, those things most important to you. Live by them, trust them, and let them guide your choices. When your actions follow your values, your confidence grows stronger each day. On hard days, find your own ways to comfort yourself. Maybe you move your body, drink water, write, talk to a kind friend, or just allow yourself to rest. When you know what soothes you, you do not fear pain or sadness because you trust yourself to find peace again. Happiness and confidence are not a finish line. They are habits you build every day. Your mood will change. Some days you will feel on top of the world, and other days you will feel quiet or sad. This is human. Keep holding space for your feelings and keep choosing what lifts your spirit. If you find yourself going back to old stories of not being good enough or fearing being alone, notice them with kindness. Pause, breathe, and remind yourself, I am learning. I am growing. I will be okay. With every small step, your heart and mind remember that joy can come from inside. Give yourself the chance to be proud. When you take care of yourself, you not only help your own heart, you help everyone around you. When you find happiness and confidence inside yourself, you make your life lighter and bring more peace to all your connections. You become someone who stands strong and calm, and you encourage others to do the same. Building happiness and confidence from inside will change the way you live, speak, and love. You begin to trust your own voice. You know that even when other people cannot give you everything you want, you have what you need inside you. You do not fear silence. You know that your own happiness is steady and true. With these new habits, you are ready for deeper, healthier, and more joyful connections with everyone around you. You know you are enough, and your life is a safe place to grow, hope, and dream, no matter what each day brings. When you carry happiness and confidence inside you, the way you relate to other people starts to change. Your friendships, love relationships, and even family bonds begin to feel safer, lighter, and more honest. You no longer depend on anyone else to fill a space inside you because you are learning to fill it yourself. This does not mean connections are less important. In truth, when you let go of fear and neediness, your bonds with others become more real and peaceful. Now you can give and receive care without pressure. You do not have to act just to keep someone close or to avoid being left alone. You accept that each person is unique and has their own hopes, worries, strengths, and weaknesses. And this new way of relating allows you and the other person to be yourselves. You do not pretend to be different from who you are, and you do not expect others to pretend either. One way your relationships are healthier is the way you speak and listen. You can talk about your thoughts, feelings, and needs clearly. You do not hide your true self because you are afraid of being rejected or because you want to please everyone. When you trust yourself, you can say, I feel sad today, or I need some time alone, or even, I hope we can talk openly. This kind of honesty helps people around you understand you better. It makes it easier for them to be honest with you too. Listening is also easier when you are not worried about being liked at all times. You can hear someone else's story, feelings, or even worries without feeling you have to agree with everything or take care of their feelings for them. When you listen without needing to be right, you create space for real understanding. And when someone listens to you, you can feel whether they are really present or just being polite. This kind of honest sharing builds strong trust. In the past, you may have tried to control how people saw you. You may have hidden parts of yourself or said what you thought others wanted to hear. Now you know that you are allowed to be yourself. You might notice, as you practice this, that some people in your life respond well. They relax, become more open, and maybe even share new parts of themselves. Other people might feel uncomfortable or pull away at first, especially if they are used to old patterns. With time, you will see this is natural. The relationships that match your real self will grow stronger. You also become better at respecting boundaries, both yours and other people's. You can tell when you need rest, time alone, or space to think. You are more willing to say, "No, thank you," or "I do not feel comfortable with that." You understand that saying no does not make you a bad person or a bad friend. It is a way of respecting your needs, and it helps others learn how to treat you. In the same way, you respect it when others say no, need quiet, or express their feelings honestly. You do not take it as rejection, but as a sign of trust and care. You will have moments when you do not agree with people you care about. Before, these situations might have made you anxious, scared, or desperate to fix things quickly. Now, disagreements are just a normal part of relationships. You listen, share your point of view, and give space for the other person's ideas. You know you can be close to someone even if you sometimes see things differently. There's no need to make them change for you, or for you to change for them every time. When you let go of the need to control or be controlled, relationships feel lighter. You trust people to make their own choices and take care of their own feelings. This does not mean you become distant or do not care. It means you give support and love without carrying other people's problems on your shoulders. If someone is sad, angry, or wants to be alone, you can listen and support them. But you do not stop your life or give up your joy to make them happy. Healthy relationships are also built on sharing real support, not just trying to get approval. You give help freely, not because you are afraid of losing someone or because you need to prove your value. And when you need support, you ask without fear of being too much or too needy. You can say, "Today I really need to talk," or "Can you help with this problem?" without believing it will make someone leave you or love you less. You begin to know the difference between healthy asking and neediness. In healthy asking, each person shares honestly and gives what is possible without pressure or guilt. You notice that you do not become as upset when a friend or partner says no or cannot be there for you at a certain time. You understand that they have their own needs, responsibilities, and feelings. Instead of feeling hurt, you simply shift your attention to yourself for a while, offering yourself the comfort and care that you need. This helps your confidence to grow even more. With healthy boundaries and honest sharing, trust becomes much stronger. You are not as afraid of being abandoned or misunderstood because you trust that your friendships are about real connection, not just making you feel better in every moment. You are also less worried about what people think of you. Your sense of self stays steady, even when someone is busy, in a bad mood, or needs distance. Your relationships also become a place where you can try new things and grow together. You might suggest a new activity, share a dream or plan, or talk about a mistake you made. When you do this, you let others see your courage to be imperfect and to keep learning. You celebrate each other's efforts instead of viewing mistakes as failures. This kind of support makes both sides grow stronger and safer. Friendships and romantic partnerships feel more peaceful because you do not have to guess what the other person wants or needs. You can ask directly and listen to their answer. You are not afraid to say, "I do not know," or to ask for help. When you understand your feelings and needs, you do not expect anyone to read your mind or always do things just for you. Honest communication is also about knowing when not to speak. Sometimes, giving space or letting silence rest instead of filling every moment with words helps deepen trust. Silence does not mean something is wrong. It often means people are comfortable with each other, or that they are thinking or resting. As you grow more comfortable being alone, you bring less pressure to your close relationships. You enjoy the moments you share, but do not become unhappy if someone has plans without you. You fill your own time with things that make you happy, and you look forward to seeing friends or loved ones without fear. This makes your time together more joyful. If you feel hurt or disappointed, you know how to take care of these feelings without blaming others. You can say, "I am sad about what happened." Share as much as you need, and then find comfort in your own life as well. This reduces the drama and heavy energy that can build up between people. Being honest about your own needs also helps you understand what others need. If someone you care about is quieter one day, you can say, "Are you okay?" And then let them choose how much to share. You do not rush to fix, rescue, or ask for constant connection. You accept that every relationship has times of closeness, distance, joy, and sadness. These changes do not break your bonds. They are part of being close to another person. When you feel good about yourself, you are less afraid of differences. You might like different foods, have different ways of relaxing, or believe in different things. Instead of trying to change each other, you can say, "I respect your choice," or "I am glad we are both honest," even when we choose different things. Celebrating differences helps love and friendship stay alive. You notice that you have more patience and calm when there are problems. If someone is angry or stressed, you can listen and be present, but you do not take their feelings onto yourself. You are not responsible for fixing everything. Instead, you support them as best you can, then encourage them to take care of themselves too. New, healthier relationships also grow from this confidence. You naturally attract people who value honesty, kindness, and freedom. You notice red flags, like when someone tries to control you or never respects your boundaries, and you choose to step away. You learn to say, "This is not good for me," and seek people who are good for your spirit. Sometimes relationships from the past might change or end as you become more true to yourself. This can feel sad or lonely, but it is also a sign of growth. The people who remain close will be those who accept you as you are, just as you accept them. With these people, trust, love, and support can grow into something deep and lasting. You become comfortable talking about your dreams, fears, hopes, and doubts, and you let other people do the same. You are no longer afraid of being too much or not enough. You know that everyone has strengths and weaknesses, good days and bad days. When trust is strong, you do not have to hide any part of yourself. You also practice forgiveness. If someone makes a mistake or hurts you, you can talk about what happened, set a boundary if you need to, and then let it go. You no longer hold on to grudges or keep old pain alive. Forgiving others and yourself helps keep your relationships open, fresh, and caring. If you are in a romantic relationship, you notice that love feels steadier. You love your partner not because you need them to make you happy every day, but because you respect their mind, heart, and freedom. You are able to enjoy time together and are also fine when you are apart. You share your life, not because you are looking to be rescued from loneliness, but because you truly care. In family relationships, you may feel ready to speak your truth over time, even if there were old patterns of silence or pleasing others. You can say how you feel, express when you need space, and show love in your own way. Healthier family ties grow where honesty and kindness are present. Building these healthier ways of relating takes daily effort. Sometimes you will fall into old patterns. Maybe you give too much, hide a real feeling, or worry about someone's opinion. The important step is to notice, pause, and gently return to what you have learned. Every honest talk, every boundary, every moment of patience helps you and those around you grow. The more secure you feel inside, the easier it is to connect with others from a place of joy instead of fear. You do not need to hold on tightly or keep people close by force. You trust that who you are is enough for the right friendships and love to blossom. Because of your inner happiness, communication and sharing become easy and natural. You do not focus so much on how others will react. You trust that kindness and honesty are enough. You bring your whole self to each moment, understanding that every relationship is built step by step. This gentle, open way of relating does not mean life will be perfect or free from pain. Sometimes there will be misunderstandings, loss, or distance. You will have the strength to handle these moments because you are not alone inside. You are filled with patience, self-respect, and hope. Your new habits will help others too. When people see you caring for yourself, setting boundaries, speaking kindly, and letting go of fear, they feel permission to do the same. You help start a new model of relating where everyone's needs and feelings are respected. Healthy relationships grow stronger with honesty, freedom, and trust. They become a safe space for laughter, for rest, for honest talks, for growth, and for love. Each person feels seen, heard, and respected. You and those around you become more relaxed and joyful. The up and down ride of anxiety, control, and worry grows less and less. With time, you carry less fear about the future. You know that no matter what happens, whether someone stays close or moves away, you are able to stand on your own. This confidence gives you energy to try new things, to trust others, and to keep opening your heart. Your life is not just about pleasing people or being accepted. It is about growing, loving, and sharing from a place that feels whole. Let these gentle habits shape your days and your relationships. As your self-confidence grows, all your connections will reflect that change. Joy, peace, strength, and kindness will flow between you and others, making each relationship a part of a happy, healthy life. When you find peace and joy in yourself and start to experience safer, kinder relationships, you may notice that not every day is easy. Even with all your new habits, your self-care, your practice of setting boundaries, and your gentle ways of talking to others, there will be moments that feel difficult. Sometimes, old fears come back suddenly. Sometimes, a sad memory or a feeling of insecurity surprises you when you least expect it. This is normal. Change is a slow process, and old habits often try to return when you feel tired, stressed, or lonely. There are days when your confidence feels weak. You may notice that you start looking for approval again. Maybe you worry that your friends or loved ones are upset with you. You might feel a wave of jealousy, sadness, or fear of being alone. These feelings might come up if someone cancels a plan, forgets to answer your message, or needs time for themselves. At first, you may be disappointed in yourself for feeling needy again, even after so much work. But this is only a sign that your old habits are still there sometimes. They do not mean you are failing or going backwards. They simply remind you that you are learning and growing. In these moments, it helps to pause. Notice your body and your thoughts. You might notice a tight chest, a fast heartbeat, sweaty hands, or a heavy feeling in your stomach. You might hear your mind saying, "No one cares," or "I am not important." Instead of believing these thoughts or acting on them right away, gently return to your practices. Slow your breathing. Put your hand on your heart or your stomach. You can say to yourself, "It's okay to feel this. It's only a feeling. I do not need to do anything about it right now." It can also help to look at what triggered these old feelings. Was it a moment of stress, a disagreement, or a quiet evening alone? Maybe it was being tired or having a difficult day at work or school. When you become aware of your triggers, you understand yourself better. You can see that the feelings are about old patterns, not just about this day or this person. This helps you separate the past from the present. If you find yourself wanting to go back to old habits, like asking for constant reassurance, checking messages over and over, or trying to fix someone else's feelings, remind yourself of the new skills you are learning. You can offer comfort to yourself before asking for it from others. Take some time alone if you need. Write about your feelings or talk to a friend who understands your journey. When you use the healthy habits you have learned, even in small ways, you are making progress. You may sometimes feel frustrated or sad that change is slow. Maybe you hope that letting go of needy attachments would happen faster. Maybe you feel tired of practicing the same skills again and again. It is important to be gentle with yourself on these days. Growth is not a straight path. Every person who works on themselves faces old habits and hard moments from time to time. Remember how far you have come. Think back to earlier days when you were not aware of your needs or did not know how to set boundaries. Remember times when you always put others before yourself, or when you could not enjoy time alone without feeling anxious. Now, even if old feelings return, you know what to do. You know how to calm your body, bring your mind back to the present, and make choices from kindness. Talk to yourself in a loving way when you mess up or when you notice a mistake. You might say, "This is hard for me, but I am still learning," or "Many people feel this way sometimes." You might remind yourself, "I do not need to be perfect. Each day is a new chance to try again." These gentle words help your heart feel safe. They help you move forward instead of getting stuck in shame or disappointment. There will be times when you want to run away from difficult feelings or pretend they are not there. Old fears often come up when you are tired, sick, facing changes, or dealing with problems in other parts of your life. Instead of ignoring these feelings, try to let them be. Let yourself feel sad, angry, lonely, or scared. Write down your thoughts, talk to someone who supports you, or do something quiet that brings you comfort. You will see that feelings come and go, and that you can survive every wave. When challenges happen or old habits return, focus on small actions. Give yourself more rest. Take a walk, eat good food, listen to music, or look at something beautiful. Remind yourself of the healthy daily practices that work for you. It could be a breathing exercise, a favorite hobby, or simple self-encouragement. Each small step helps you return to calm. If you find yourself repeating a pattern you do not like, notice it and forgive yourself. For example, maybe you find that you always say yes, even when you want to say no. Or you catch yourself feeling jealous or controlling when a friend spends time with someone else. Instead of being angry with yourself, you can say, "This is a part of me that wants to feel safe. I can choose a different action now." Each time you notice the pattern and do something gentle, your habits change a little more. You will also notice some triggers are stronger than others. Maybe something from your past makes you feel very sensitive to being left out. Maybe certain words or silences bring back old pain. If you see these patterns, you can talk about them with someone you trust or write them down for yourself. This helps you understand your story and see your strength. When old habits come back, the urge to run to someone else for comfort may be strong. You may want to call, text, or see someone right away. You may want others to say things to make you feel better or take away your pain. This is natural. Human beings are made for connection. But now you know you can comfort yourself in many ways too. You can sit quietly, put on calming music, or touch something soft. You can read, move your body gently, or make something with your hands. You discover again and again that you are your own safe place. Sometimes challenges are not inside you, but come from the world outside. A friend may become distant, or a loved one may go away. A job or school may be stressful, or a health problem may happen. In these moments, old fears often return. You may tell yourself that you are not strong enough or that happiness will not last. These thoughts can feel very true in hard times, but they are just temporary voices in your mind. Let yourself ask for help when you need it. If you feel lost, talk to a friend, family member, counselor, or support group. Being independent does not mean never asking for help. It means knowing when you cannot carry something alone. When you reach out, you are caring for yourself in a new, healthy way. Life changes, and sometimes healthy routines get broken. Maybe you get sick, someone moves away, or a big event happens that changes your plans. In these times, remember it is okay to pause and reset. Let yourself feel what you need to feel. Do something gentle each day. Go back to the simple practices that helped you before. checking in with your feelings, setting small goals, being kind to yourself, resting, and eating well. When your mind brings back old stories, stories that say you are not good enough or that people always leave, notice them without believing them. Say, "This is just a story my mind is repeating. I have grown since then." Focus on what is true in this moment. You have already lived through many hard things and are still here, learning and growing. Sometimes you will want to give up, especially if you do not see change as quickly as you hoped. On those days, celebrate any small step you took, even if it was just getting through the day, taking a walk, or saying a truth out loud. Let yourself notice that every effort counts, even the tiniest one. When you are with other people and feel old habits come back, remember you can always pause. You can take a deep breath, go to the bathroom, step outside, or take a moment alone. You can remind yourself of your wish to grow and feel safe inside. Even if you make a mistake in the moment, you can apologize, reset, and try again next time. Each chance to practice is a gift. Learn to trust that mistakes do not erase all your progress. One argument, bad day, or slip into old habits does not ruin all you have learned. Growth is about coming back to healthy choices again and again. Over time, the returns to neediness, fear, or old pain become shorter and less painful. Pay attention to how much better you recover now. Where before a missed call or message might have ruined your day, now you can bring yourself back after just a short time. Where before conflict kept you awake all night, now you are able to talk it through or find peace and sleep. Notice your wins, even the invisible ones. If you notice you are judging yourself for struggling, see if you can talk to yourself as you would to a small child or a beloved friend. Offer yourself simple kindness and patience. You can say, "It is normal to find this hard. I am allowed to learn at my own pace. I am not behind. I am doing my best." You may notice sometimes you react to others' moods or words with old anxiety. Maybe a friend's silence makes you think they are angry, or a parent's busy day makes you feel unloved. When this happens, gently ask yourself, "Is this really about me? Or is this just an old worry from long ago?" Usually, people's actions are about their own life and not about you. Remind yourself of your own worth. If you get stuck, use the tools that have worked for you before. You can use breathing exercises, journaling, going for a gentle walk, or even creative activities like drawing, singing, or cooking. Try to do something that brings you into the present. Old habits are strongest when you do not notice them. Bringing your awareness to now helps break their power. Spend time with people who support your journey. Sometimes you need a friend to remind you how much you have changed and grown. Sometimes just being with someone who accepts you, even when you are struggling, brings comfort. Let yourself receive kindness from these people and give it in return. Take time to revisit your boundaries. Remind yourself of what you need to feel safe and respected. If someone in your life does not honor your boundaries, see if you can speak up or take space as needed. You are allowed to protect your peace even when it is hard. When you practice your healthy habits each day, even when you do not want to, you are building new, stronger patterns in your mind and heart. Each positive choice, honest word, kind action, or moment of self-care is like adding one brick to a strong foundation. When storms come, you may be shaken, but you remember how to take care of yourself and find balance again. You will sometimes see old habits come back when you are with family, especially if those relationships are full of past pain or old patterns. Be gentle here too. Family can be hard. Take small steps, speak your truth when you can, and always return to self-care. Take joy in your progress. Your old habits may shout loudly at first, but with time, their voice becomes less powerful. Each loving thing you do for yourself, each time you forgive yourself, each boundary you set, you become a little more free. Every challenge, every return of an old pattern becomes a new lesson. They show you where you need more care, more patience, and more kindness. They remind you that growing is not about being perfect, but about coming back to yourself with love. You are always allowed to begin again. Every moment is a new moment to choose peace, respect, and hope. Even on hard days, even when you feel afraid, your path opens in front of you, one gentle step at a time. Your life grows stronger with every lesson, and the courage to keep trying is more important than never making mistakes. With each small act of kindness, honesty, and care, especially on your hardest days, you move closer to great freedom and lasting peace inside your heart. Every time you show yourself patience and kindness, especially when things are difficult, something new begins to grow in your life. You discover that you are much stronger and freer than you thought possible. You learn slowly and surely that holding on too tightly to people and outcomes only creates stress for you and others. When you begin to let go, even just a little, your heart feels lighter. There is more space inside you for calm, hope, and trust. This freedom is the real power you gain when you let go of needy attachments. Letting go is not about leaving people behind, nor is it about shutting down your feelings. It is about releasing the fear that tells you happiness only comes from others, or that you must control people to feel safe and important. As you open your hands and your heart, you see that your worth has always been with you. Your value does not depend on what others think, say, or do. This quiet confidence helps you feel steady, no matter what is happening around you. When you practice letting go each day, your mind and emotions slowly change. You do not react as quickly when things go wrong. If someone is upset, you notice your feelings, breathe slowly, and give support without feeling desperate to fix them. If someone is distant, you understand they might need time, and you do not rush after them for reassurance. Instead, you care for yourself, letting emotions flow through you until they pass. This is the gentle power of letting go. As you continue, you hear your own voice more clearly. You know better what you want, what you need, and what feels true for you. You are able to ask for help kindly, share your feelings honestly, and make choices that match your values. Each time you do this, you trust yourself a little more. You rely less on others to tell you what matters or who you are. When you let go, your relationships become safer for everyone. The people you love feel they can be themselves. They do not worry that a small mistake or a busy day will harm your connection. They know that your care is steady and not dependent on every action, word, or mood. You give your friends, your family, and your partner the freedom to change, to grow, and even to make mistakes. In turn, they are able to trust you more. Healthy relationships need this freedom to last. Letting go is also a gift you give yourself. You no longer carry the heavy weight of fear or the pressure to always make things perfect. You can rest more deeply, smile more often, and enjoy quiet evenings or busy days with equal peace. You do not spend all your time planning how to keep people close or worrying about what might go wrong. You are free to enjoy each moment as it comes. There is no magic day when you feel fully free, but you will notice gentle changes. Where you once became anxious about a late message or a change in plans, now you pause, breathe, and keep living your day. Where you once rushed to check if everyone was happy, now you notice what you are feeling and what you need. If someone is upset with you, you can listen with care, but also remember that you are not responsible for everything. These small moments are proof that you are learning to hold yourself with understanding and with trust. The power of letting go also changes how you dream and hope for the future. You are more willing to try new things, start new friendships, begin projects, or explore new ideas. You know now that your value is steady, and you do not have to succeed all the time to be worthy. You can take risks, make mistakes, change your mind, and still be good enough. This confidence is new, but it grows each day you practice letting go. You also begin to find peace with the past. Old pains, regrets, or memories of loss begin to lose their power over you. Letting go does not mean forgetting, but it means you stop letting them decide who you are today. You can forgive yourself and others. When you let go of old pain, there is more space in your life for love, friendship, and hope. Life will always bring new challenges. There will be changes, losses, and surprises you did not ask for. When you have learned to let go, you know how to respond. You pause, notice your feelings, and care for yourself before reaching for others. You do not fight with reality or try to force things to be different. Instead, you honor what is true, grieve when you need to, and trust that you can carry on. Letting go is also about living with respect for yourself and for others. You trust people to follow their own path. You do not need to approve of every choice they make. You support them without taking on their worries as your own. You have compassion, but you do not lose yourself in someone else's life. You give the same respect to your own dreams, needs, and wishes. With time, you notice you are less afraid of being alone. You begin to enjoy your own company. You might go for a walk by yourself, cook a meal, read, or simply sit quietly and breathe. Being with yourself becomes a source of comfort, not something to fear. You know that, even if people come or go, your life remains whole. The way you talk to others grows more gentle and real. You do not have to pretend to be someone else or to hide your feelings to be loved. You can say, "This is how I feel," or "This is what I need right now," without guilt or shame. You can also listen with more patience and understanding because you are not desperate to be right or to win approval. You will find your relationships become deeper and more honest as you let go of neediness. You connect with people for who they are, not just for what they do for you. Arguments become less painful because you know you are safe even when you disagree. If you need to take space or say no, you are able to do it with love and with respect. When others let you down, you feel sadness, but you do not break. You have learned that disappointment is a part of life. You are able to comfort yourself, talk to someone who supports you, or simply rest for a while. You do not hide from hard feelings, but you do not let them control your whole life. Sometimes, letting go means letting people go too. Not every friendship or relationship will last forever. When someone moves away from you, changes, or makes choices that do not fit your life, you may feel pain. But you do not force anyone to stay, just as you do not force yourself to stay where you are not respected. This can be hard, yet it is also freeing. The relationships that remain are built on kindness, honesty, and choice. Letting go also helps you see life with more hope and less fear. You focus on what you can control, your own actions, your words, and your attitude. You let go of what you cannot control, other people's moods, their choices, or the events that come and go. This helps you feel stable, even when life is difficult or the future is uncertain. Your sense of self becomes stronger. You see yourself as a person who is worthy, important, and cared for, not because of what others do, but because you choose to value yourself. You become someone who can give love, accept love, and also live with peace when no one is around. Letting go brings simplicity. When you stop playing roles and chasing approval, you waste less energy. Life feels easier. You say yes when you want to, no when you need to, and trust that real friends and love will not disappear because of honesty or change. Every day you find new ways to do things you enjoy, rest when you need, and stay true to your values. Your story becomes one of courage and hope. You know that you are not perfect, and that is okay. You can ask for help, learn each day, and try again when mistakes happen. You do not hide your struggles or pretend to be always strong, By being real, you encourage others to do the same. People around you will start to notice this power. They might say you seem calmer or more sure. Some will ask you how you learn to let go. You can share your small steps, your daily habits, and your honest story. When others see your steady heart, they too can learn to let go of the need for control, fear, or approval. You will feel freedom in new places too. You will have more energy to give, to try new things, to travel, study, or grow in your work. Without the heavy weight of neediness, your mind and heart open wider. The world feels less scary and more possible. The freedom of letting go does not mean you never feel pain again. It means you can hold pain gently, move through it, and know deeply that your life is not controlled by sadness or disappointment. You live each day more openly, knowing you will be okay whatever comes. Let the power of letting go be with you each morning. When you wake up, take a moment to breathe and notice what you feel. Decide to move through the day with hope and care. If you find yourself falling back into old fears or habits, pause, forgive yourself, and return to your path. Every moment is a new chance. At night, reflect with kindness. Notice the moments when you practice letting go. A small word, a healthy boundary, a pause before reacting, a quiet comfort for yourself. Let yourself be proud. You are building a life based on trust, freedom, and kindness. Letting go creates space for love, love that is true and gentle, love that stays because it is chosen, not forced. You find love in your own heart, in the kindness of friends, in the beauty of ordinary things, and in the openness of honest moments. As you move forward, face each new day with patience and respect for your own journey. Know that the path of letting go does not end. There will always be new lessons, new challenges, and new joys. With every experience, you are ready. You carry the wisdom you have gained, and you trust that you are enough. Life is always changing. People come, people go, and events unfold in ways you cannot always plan. When you practice letting go, you are not afraid of these changes. Instead, you welcome them as part of being fully alive. You breathe in, breathe out, and keep going, step by step. Letting go is an act of love, for yourself, for others, and for the world. Every gentle choice, every honest word, every respectful boundary is a gift. You give peace to yourself, and you share it with those around you. The power of letting go is yours every day as you choose freedom, trust, and kindness in all your connections and in all the moments of your life.